Welcome back. It is 7:15, and in the last one, we met. We met Matsu's brother, who came to take Kaede away forcefully. So that is definitely an issue. We have lost our wife. We will look into getting her back, but what will happen? I don't know. I do know. Just kidding. But anyway, so we have a lot of baby birthdays for obvious reasons. We have Ina Yukiyama, who honestly I'm confused if I even got her name right, but that's fine. So she will be becoming an infant, potentially. So let's roll for her. What are my rolls again? For infants, no 10, 12, 16, or 18. Oh my gosh, why did I do this to myself? No 10, 12, 16, 18. That's okay then. That's good. That's good. What is all this? Can you make bigger so that I don't have to see swear words on my screen when I try to do this? Gosh. Okay. So that is a 20. So she survives into infanthood. Okay. We have a lot of toddlers. So we have Hiraga Taira, who is... I'm reminding myself too, because it's been actually a couple weeks and my whole thing with my save file, and I'm really concerned. So hopefully everything will be okay. So here is Hiraga Taira. And wait a second. Where is Kazuma? Did I forget to put a picture on the family tree for this baby? I guess so. Oops. Anyway, okay, so we have Hiraga, we have Nishio Takesaka, we have Sasaki Taira. Yeah, Sasaki is Koryo's child. And we have, obviously, Haru's little boy, which we're really concerned about. And then Toshiori Takesaka. So, also a little boy. Little boys were born at the same time, finally. Anyway, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they can't get a 4, 8, 12, or 16. Okay, no 4, 8, 12, 16. Good. Ooh, number 2. Who is number 2? Nishio Takesaka. That was one of our brother's daughters. Okay, 3 more. What did I say? 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay. All right. Okay, so only one baby rolled to die, which is really good. So Haru's son continues to survive, and she continues to be the HBIC in her household. Love that for her. So in this part, we are going to see what is happening, not only in our own family trying to get Kaede back, but also with Shintaro and Hanami, who just got divorced in the last part. So we're going to see what's going on there. That is like a big deal. So did I update this? Yeah, divorced her. Okay. So yeah, let's hop into the game and find out. All right. So after playing a year in this household, I am reasonably confident that this save file has not been affected by whatever is going on with the other stuff, but we're good. So let's get started here. We have Matsu's ghost just, causing havoc in our household. But anyway, we are going to take care of our 2 little girls and also talk with Kiyoyoshi. So, as you remember, we had Kaede get kidnapped in the last one, so Akitaro is going to talk to Kiyoyoshi, and for some reason his aspiration changed. I don't know what happened. But anyway, it was probably from me bringing mods in and out of my game. But anyway, so Akitaro and Kiyoyoshi are going to talk about what they're going to do about getting Kaede back. And basically, Akitaro's like, can't we just go there? Can't we go get her? And Kiyoshi's like, look, you can try, but obviously you know, there's going to be some sort of altercation or fight or whatever. And so he's telling Akiteru that he would go, but he can't negotiate with them because he's the one who like abandoned the family and like their clan or whatever it is. And so he's the one who abandoned them, and that is like going to be punishable by execution if he tries to return. You know, he ran away with Matsu, and they, you know, abandoned their clan. So basically, Kyoyoshi can't go back there unless he is willing to basically die. But he doesn't think that they'll give him a chance to explain or to talk or to even try and get Kaede back. So he's like, you got to figure something else out. Like, we can't just storm in there. There's just 2 of us. They have like 100 men, like whatever. So basically, they're having this conversation. Also, Ina aged up, and now she is an infant and causing havoc in my household because everybody just goes to her for no reason. But anyway, so yeah, that's what they're talking about, is that they really are worried about Kaede, and they need to come up with a real plan to get her back. You know, obviously Kyoyoshi is more experienced than Akiteru, and he understands that you can't just rush into things. So that's what they're talking about. And we're taking care of the kids. Matsura is doing really well as a toddler, actually. She's super cute. We're also going to potty train her and all of that stuff. We want her to, you know, grow up well. And also, if we potty train her, then she can go potty on herself, and then we won't have to take her to the toilet every time. So that's important. Also, because we know, you and I know, that Kaede is pregnant again. Even though she keeps showing up at the house, you can't come here. Go away. She keeps showing up. So we know that she's pregnant. So, I mean, there's the potential to have another kid in this household, depending on our roles. So we are going to do our best here. But anyway, we are going to take care of our kids here. The baby's crying. So yes, they're trying to come up with a plan, but they're also, you know, having to take care of the children. So like, who would take care of the children if the both of them ran off? You know, there are other important considerations besides just getting Kaede back. Like, she would be so upset if she, you know, came back and her children had problems, you know, like her children were sick or something. So anyway, we are going to have Kyoyoshi be mourning at Matsu's grave, and basically, you know, saying, like, talking to her ghost and being like, you know, I don't know what to do. Our daughter's in trouble. Of course, I would give up my life for her in a heartbeat, but I don't know what the right decision is. I don't know how to get through this peacefully, all that stuff. So Akiteru was continuing his training, obviously, and then we are going to head to the Tyra house and talk to, I forget his name. It starts with an H. I'm so bad at this. Oh, Heijiro. So Heijiro is here, and we're going to have Akiteru come and appeal to him and be like, look, my wife was kidnapped by another clan. Like, I'm your brother-in-law. Like, you know, isn't there anything you can do? And blah, blah, blah. And Heijiro's like, look, I feel for you. I do. But I'm not going to start a potential war with another clan over your wife. Like, sorry. She's also part of their family. Like, it's not, you know, so he's basically like, look, I get it, but it's not worth the trouble for me. It's not worth the, you know, there's no gain for him. There's only potential losses. So that is what happened there. So Heijiro basically denied Akiteru any help. So any, you know, higher level negotiations with people who are, you know, more of higher status than them is not going to happen. So anyway, he's back home, and he just really is kind of upset. He, you know, we're going to take the night. It's already late, and he's going to, you know, take care of the kids and cook a meal, and we're just going to kind of have this household going. And we're very upset by what has happened. And of course, the kids don't understand either. Like, I'm sure it's really difficult for them, especially for little Ina, who was like ripped from her mother's arms immediately after being born. So that is really tough for the both of them. So Akiteru is going to, you know, fill Kyoyoshi in on what happened. And They are going to, what's with all the strict family dynamics? But anyway, so we're going to, maybe Akiteru is being a little, strict because he doesn't want his emotions to affect the children. He's trying to be, put on a really good front, and it's coming across as, maybe a little strict. But really, he's just trying to hold it together because his wife is gone, And so we're going to go to bed for the night, and we're going to start coming up with some more plans in the morning. Of course, we have to continue to take care of the children and everything, and there's just a lot going on. It is hard to honestly, taking care of these kids is a full-time job. We're not even making any money. Kaide, you can't be here. She keeps showing up. Okay, so it is now the second day of the year, so it's Sunday, and we are going to take care of the children. I'm just trying to get all of their needs and stuff up. Akiteru was not going to bed when I needed him to, so he needed to get his sleep in, and we're just going to continue here. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. We're going to play with the children, and this baby is look, okay, you're crying because you're tired, but you're in bed. Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Okay, so we are, okay, why are you going out there now? Having toddlers is tough. Anyway, so what's going to happen next is unrelated to the Kaide situation, because Hanami is going to stop by our house, and she is going to come here, and it's raining, and she's soaking wet, and she's upset, and he's like, are you okay? What is going on? And of course he's sick. Look at those spots on him. But yeah, so basically she tells him that Shintaro divorced her and basically is kicking her and the kids out of the house, that not that they even own the house, whatever shack they were staying in. And so she's basically telling him, I'm scared, I don't know what to do, and I'm worried that if I push it, that I'll have a problem. I'm worried about my children's safety. He seems to want to just get a fresh slate away from us, and, she's scared. And so she's talking to them, and she's like, I don't know what to do. Can you please help me? And, she's hoping that as her brother-in-law, as the uncle of her children, also as, a nice person, maybe even as her former fiance, Kaide is not around, but he obviously has not any of those thoughts in his head. But basically, he is going to talk to her and basically be like, okay. I got my own stuff going on. I don't have time to deal with your stuff too. But he says, okay, that he will look into it for her, that he'll try and help her somehow. But he has to train. He has to work on getting his wife back. He does not have the bandwidth for this. So anyway, he is just training really hard, and he basically is like, look, he says to Kiyoyoshi, look, I am getting my wife back. You can stay here and take care of the children if anything happens to me, but I'm going to do something about it. I'm not just going to stay here and hope for someone else to solve this problem for me, and I'm going to go for it. If I die, I die. And so Kyoyoshi's like, well, he really would go with him, but then that leaves the children where? So I think also part of Kyoyoshi is afraid to go back to where he's from, even though that's not really the samurai way, but he feels a lot of shame and guilt about, betraying his code of honor for love. And so that's something really difficult for him. So anyway, since Akiteru has decided to do something and go after his wife, but first he wants to help Hanami just in case he isn't able to come back, if he isn't able to live through the situation. So he reaches out to Haru, who obviously has more affection for him than Heijiro does, and he is talking to his sister. Of course, Koryo is here as well. She just will not let Haru have any moment of peace. So what we're doing is that, Shintaro, you can't be here. Go away. This is not a meeting of the siblings. Okay, so we're talking to Haru, and Akiteru is telling her everything that's going on and everything that's happening. And keep in mind that Haru has gained some more power since she had a son. She has definitely gained more sway over Heijiro, and she is taking over as like the head of the household, and she is kind of coming into her own, which is really great. She is definitely, you know, growing up, and she's not as naive. She's becoming more resilient and stronger, and I really love that for her. She is not letting Koryo push her around as much. But anyway, so we're going to talk to Haru and basically ask her if she can help with the Hanami situation, because Akiteru's like, look, I'm not going to ask her help on my wife's situation. I know that, you know, you have to stick by your husband and those matters. Like, you know, it'd be bad for Haru too if they started a fight. So he's like, I'll deal with my wife, but I hope that you can help Hanami and our nieces and nephew. So Akiteru comes home, and he's like, look, I'm going to leave in the morning. I'm going to go and get Kaide back. You know, wish me luck. So he's going to spend one more night with his kids before we head out on the last day of the year in order to try and get our wife back. So there is that. And we are just taking care of needs and all of that stuff. It really is a full-time job. Oh my gosh. I mean, what are we going to do? Like, Kaede, go away. She keeps showing up. How many times has she showed up at this house in this one video? So basically, he's going to meditate on it. He's going to meditate, and he's going to really be, you know, hardening his mind and readying himself for the battle that is to come. And the children, okay, let's not freeze to death. Let's go inside. But yeah, the children are sleeping, and he is just going to take a bath and get ready for bed, except for the baby is crying. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of kids. I mean, what are we going to do? Seriously. Oh, look, Grandma is coming to see the baby. Honestly, like, I waffle between whether I like having a ghost around, because obviously she keeps breaking my stuff and causing problems, but at the same time, also, she is taking out the trash. Anyway, so yeah, it is now the next morning. We are just all sleeping. The baby woke up to see Grandma's ghost. So there's that. And then we are going to see what we can do about getting our wife back. This is important. So here we go, just cleaning up. Kyoyoshi is also feeling kind of nervous. He's worried about Akiteru. He's worried about the children. He's worried about the future. So there's that. And we are going to head out now. And Akiteru is going to, you know, take the trek to go to find Kaide. And so he comes here, and he goes up to the gate, and he's like ready to fight. And they just kind of like let him in, and he's a little confused. So they let him in, and he comes in, and he's like, okay. And they, you know, he comes in, and he finds the uncle, whose name I still never remembered. I'm really good. You know, when you don't play it as often, like the Ultimate Decades Challenge, I play it so often that I remember everyone's names. With this, I haven't played this in like 3 weeks. So do not freeze to death. Okay, so we're going to play with them, and he's basically going to come up to him and say, I challenge you to a duel for my wife. I want her back. And so he's like, okay, and he agrees, and they fight, and Akiteru actually wins because, honestly, her uncle isn't a samurai. He's just like a guy who has like basic swordsmanship skills. But anyway, so he finds his wife, and he's like, oh my gosh, like she comes out because she heard the commotion, and he, you know, they hug and they're talking, and basically Kaede is like, yeah, well, I mean, we already talked about it. I already convinced him that I should get to go home. And Akiteru's like, what? He did all that for nothing? But Kaede basically says that, you know, she's like, I talked to my uncle, and I convinced him that this is the best place for me, and that we can still be a family and still be close, and, you know, we'll still have a good relationship with him, even if it's on the down low, because the rest of the clan would not approve. And so Akiteru was like, why did you let me duel you then? And he's like, oh, you know, well, you asked for it, so I agreed. he likes the drama of it. But yeah, so basically, Kaede is strong in her own right. Like, she spent that whole time figuring everything out. And so she is definitely a force to be reckoned with. And I do have to fix the house. What I do here doesn't work. So I do make the other room a little bigger and then move the toddler stuff into the other room later. But anyway, so they are having another baby, and the baby survives, which is awesome. It's another girl. We're just only having girls. That's just the way it is. So we're going to name her Yuri. And yeah, so it was a little less climactic than Akiteru thought. He thought he was going to go in and fight 100 men and like blah, blah, blah. But like, no. The uncle's part of our family now. We're all going to be friends and family. So it doesn't really matter to him. He's just happy that Kaede is back home and that everything worked out. He is just so relieved that her and their baby is okay, even though we have 3 daughters now and no sons. But that's fine. We're going to keep trying. But you know what? If we have a daughter as in a matriarch, that's okay. We've done that before in Ultimate Decade, so I'm not really worried about that. So anyway, that is what happened. And I am going to just get pictures of all the kids. And so Haru did end up having her baby off screen at like the middle of the night. So her baby was born, and her baby was another boy. Can you believe it? Another boy? Like, how crazy is that? So we have another boy, and that is going to even more solidify Haru's position in the family because she has an heir and a spare now. So that is really great. And also, we are going to move Hanami into, like, we're going to let her live in the farm. So basically, Haru kind of solved it where Hanami and her family are going to be kind of like tenants / basically free labor on the farm because they already know it. They already, have owned it. So it's really a good deal for Heijiro to have the cheap labor, and he can get all the profits from the farm. So there's that. And so Hanami is going to be okay. Shintaro was totally, pushed out, and we'll see more of him, at some other time. But for now, Hanami is doing okay. We had a neighborhood story with her where she was like, oh, this guy asked me out on a date. Should I say yes? And it's like, go for it, girl. Like, you deserve to be happy after all of that. So we are going to let Hanami probably get remarried. So that's really great. My game somehow knows that I'm playing in a Japanese save file, so all of the Sims that are getting generated are Japanese, which is really cool. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're just updating everything, and the future is looking bright for Hanami, so I'm excited about that. And we have reconnected with Matsu's family, and we're going to definitely see more of them, and everything's going pretty great. We got Kaede back. We had a little girl. Everything is excellent. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this part. I don't know how you feel about I thought it was funny, the ending, because Kaede is totally the type of person who would handle her own business. So I was really enjoying that. But yeah, so let me know what you think. And in the next one, we will continue. Maybe we'll one day have a boy. We'll see. So I will catch you in the next one.